Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I am Stacey McGonigal.
My name is Jason DeRoss.
Woo! And this is our first episode in our new home, The Regulars on the YouTube.
Woo! Oh, I should have brought a bottle of champagne again.
I mean,
By the end of this COVID, we're going to clear out our fridge of champagne bottles. It's going to be great.
well, it's nice to know that you have a fridge of champagne bottles. Now,
They're just left there from important times.
important times. So we are here at our new little hubbub, which I'm really excited about. Aren't you,
Yeah,
Jason?
me too.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just realized now my whole Facebook feed is like probably the last 20 posts are just like, check this out in different and said it in different ways. So it's like, well, I hope all my friends love me.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Me neither.
okay, cool. Yeah.
Welcome to Monday morning.
Welcome to Monday morning. The sun is shining directly on to my merch. Allegedly.
We both are wearing merch today.
I know, we didn't even plan the merch today. I think we just knew it was like, you know, a
fresh
new
week,
new YouTube
fresh
channel.
Shirt, fresh week.
Yeah, exactly.
Fresh.
You know what I mean?
And I have been getting like a lot of comments that people are they're getting their merch. So like,
I know, I'm really excited by that.
Ordering from Teespring. It's so awesome.
I know, it just really like tickles my whole heart in like a way that, you know, I wasn't expecting. So thank you for everyone who has done that.
Man,
what?
My life will be complete when this is all over and I'm walking down the street and I walk by somebody wearing a regular pod shirt or sweater.
And they're like, you're that guy and you're way smaller than I thought.
Yeah. Except that's in a world where people would even notice and recognize me. But yeah.
What are you talking about? This is the same thing I was talking about with Jan. Like, you are sorry, I was just checking I always like to check the audio.
It works.
We can tell you it works. Sorry, I just this might be a little I just want to share the link just because it's new. I love that people are already here. But you are very successful, Jason, and you've been on many things.
Commercials. Hello, cheers.
You've been on full TV shows. You've been a full cast member on a TV show.
Yeah, a few of them. It's been great. I'm not taking any of it for granted. I've been very lucky with a lot of few things. It's been very nice. So that's my build up for Monday. So this is going to go through the week with my bravado, my confidence. Here's what I was thinking though, just before we got on, because you and I we connect over the internet. We're in different places, and like so we've had technical problems in the past.
Tons.
What if during all of this, what's been happening these last few weeks, if all of a sudden they were just like, guess what? No more internet. Imagine the chaos.
The chaos would be.
If all of a sudden they were like, no more communication this way.
I would be so devastado. I couldn't even.
We need to get Alex Kalenko back on to talk about this, how they're slowly tearing us apart conspiracy wise, and they're going to just shut off our internet at one point.
Do you think they're going to take the internet down?
I don't think so. But like, I always like to imagine the worst case scenario. So
I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's like, I feel like, okay, this is a mini rant, and I don't mean it to be. And I was thinking about what I was going to talk.
I'm here for it.
Okay. I was thinking about what I wanted to chat about today. And one of the things is, I'm an internet person. I love the internet. I would describe myself as a thirst monster as the internet. And I love everything that's about it. I mean, there's friggin' dank hole garbage fire people on the internet, and that is also in life. So and I've been very, knock on my IKEA wood, thankful to have a cool internet community. So I love the internet, and obviously we're in quarantine, and the most exciting thing to me is how people are now using this platform and what they're doing with it. Can you turn your mic down a little bit, because I can hear myself in your headphones? Sorry, we're on the fly here in the new space.
This is the part of the rant.
No. So I think it's really cool. So the reason I'm bringing it up is last night I was watching Sunday Night Live, the Sketchersons, which is like Jason was a part of it. It's an iconic sketch troupe in Toronto. I think it's like the longest standing. I'm saying that it is. It hasn't been
Everybody
verified.
says that about all of their shows. Funniest, best, world's greatest, and
Sure.
longest running.
So the longest one I've supported is the Sketchersons. And so we've all been in quarantine and they decided to do their sketch show online.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep hearing reverb. I still think it's you.
Okay, I'll turn it down some more.
Oh, I don't know. Anyways, so they did it like while everyone was in quarantine. So like they were doing it on Zoom where they had like fake like backgrounds, green screens, and they were all separate. I thought, okay, cool. Like it wasn't like it was full insanity, which I love. I mean, that's the specialness of the internet. It wasn't the highest quality. I thought it was awesome, really cool. Comedy Bar is doing live streams. Like, I think what's interesting is what people are doing now with the platform. And what I have a poo-poo about is people trying to be so cool and like shit on people who are just trying something. Going like, oh, you're 30. We don't need another Instagram live. We don't need, it's like, can we have anything nice? Can we have anything
Plus,
nice?
like,
Can we?
yeah, it's also the like we're locked up. It's like this is what we do every day. So like now we're just doing it online. So
Yeah.
that's not an epiphany of any sort. But like, yeah, I agree with you. And the quality isn't necessarily going to be up to snuff because not necessarily everybody was concentrating on this technology beforehand, especially the people we know
100%.
who are stage performers first.
Totally.
And it's like, great. Well, now we're coming into this realm and trying to figure it out. The world's going to be changed even after this. Like, there's going to be more stuff.
Absolutely. And
But also, those people that are poo-pooing on it, do you
yeah.
think they're just like, do you think it's on them? This is going to your therapy, but is it like, is it on them? Is it the weight they're carrying because they're at home not putting the effort forward and they're like, because they're just stressed out too? Because I was stressed.
I think we're all stressed. I think it's really easy for someone with a very massively big platform to shit on people who have a lesser one, who has the ability to get their art and their voice out in a smaller community. And so someone who's like super famous, who has like 1 million followers, like it's really easy for them to shit on someone who's, you know, maybe coming up and using Instagram or Zoom or Twitch or YouTube Live to like get their voice out because it feels like you're cut off. I mean, we perform every day. I mean, if I'm lucky enough, I'm doing like a couple shows a week, 4, 5.
Yeah,
I must. But and so being in here, I'm so thankful for this stream and our, you know, awesome people that follow us and chat with us in the chat, because then I leave every day going like, oh, I like talked to people, I made some people laugh. You and I had a nice laugh, like we got to chat with our friends. And I am not having these people with bigger platforms and other people just going like, oh yeah, you're so thirsty and like screw you, it's so lame. You know?
Yeah.
I just think it's so stupid.
And yeah, by the way, good morning to everybody on our chat. Hey.
I'm just so pissed. I mean, I'm not pissed. I'm just like,
no,
it
it's
makes
fair.
me sad.
We had the whole weekend to sit on it, and you probably saw a few things that were just like, get off it, man. Snake King did say people always need something to complain about, and this is a new venture, and they've got time on their hands.
Yeah.
But then as I was reading that, I was thinking, if people didn't complain, if we didn't complain, we wouldn't have a comedy duo. So like, you know,
we wouldn't have a comedy duo.
Really, all we do is complain.
No. But our thing is not complaining. Our thing is about complaining about ourselves and the situations that we're in. That's the thing. Like, I think that you and I, like, you know, my skill set is small. I mean, I've just heard about books and I can't wait to get into them. I'm hearing great things about reading.
You know what it is? Just like Dungeons and Dragons, you got to build your character up as you walk along. Potato Dave is trying to learn a new skill set.
Yeah, and Sandra's telling everyone to relax. Okay,
Potato Dave's going to learn the acoustic guitar so he can piss everybody off on the long, intense journeys that they've got together.
You guys like Oasis? Well, here we go. Strum a dum dum. It's like rain.
Want some Wonderwall?
Wonderwall.
Let me start again.
I will tell you, in that bit, I went to sing an Oasis song and I instantly sang Alanis Morissette.
All right. Imagine all the you guys like Cyndi Lauper? Imagine all the people.
What I'm about to play will knock your
Girls
ear.
just wanna
Have
have fun.
fun, but imagine.
Oh my God, it's Monday morning for me, and I'm already in it. Someone on the chat has said, Shy Lethal, enjoying this live stream with a nice glass of milk and some chicken from Popeyes.
Milk.
So
First of all, it was spelt milk because Jason doesn't know how to say
that's what
milk.
I tried to say. If I just said it, if I just said the word properly,
Yeah.
then I just have to picture MELK and I will say it right for the rest of my life.
That makes no sense, and I'm here for it. Okay, so anyways, I rant aside, I'm really excited by the things that people are creating. As someone who is a big advocate for the old uh, internet experience. Yeah, if anyone wants any suggestions, we'll put them on our Instagram. And you can follow a bunch of really, really talented people doing some cool stuff. Let them explore. And if you have 1 million followers, instead of poo-pooing, maybe share. Maybe give some people some voices in this chaos.
Oh, when you said if you maybe share, I was like, what? Just listen to like, if you believe in life after.
Yeah, share.
I thought.
And if you have 1 million followers, share. Suck,
It's the answer to all of our
blow.
problems.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Oh my God. So a couple of things.
You know what? I hear that clip now, and all I can think about is like, where are those two ladies? Because
Let me tell you, the biggest takeaway from The Bachelor was our love for those two female pilots who basically called all of those Bachelor women full turds, and they weren't into Peter also. They thought Peter was a wet noodle, and that's for sure.
yeah, Peter's the
love
guy
those
at their
women.
office because their office is a hangar that they just said like when he comes in, they're like, oh fuck everybody.
Oh my God.
Here comes his weekend jokes that he found out when he was at the friggin' party.
Oh, Peter's coming in with all these 23-year-olds to the hangar, so
Yeah.
I loved those women. I hope they're okay, and I hope they're watching us. We love you, ladies. Thank you for giving us a voice. Look at this lean I have today. Isn't this crazy? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this desk has changed me. I'm so glad that I put the money in. So how was your weekend? What did you do? Because I saw a family photo showcasing our merch, and I loved it so much.
Here was the one thing about my weekend though, which was scary in a sense. So 2 weeks ago I went to our 2 weeks ago I went to our Ralph's, and everybody was like, that's when
Okay, sorry.
What are we laughing?
You just said
Okay.
there was danger, and I just started laughing, but I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Did I say the word danger?
No, you just said it was like scary in a sense or something, and
Yeah.
My brain just got a little ha ha hee hee on the whole vibe. So, okay, I'm ready. I hope you're okay.
This is what I'm getting worried about with all this stuff going on.
You can say it.
Because 2 weeks ago I went to Ralph's,
Yeah.
and when it was brand new and everybody was like trying their best, it was amazing how they had it down to like a machine of like, they had the tape out, you had to stand, the social distancing was great. They only let 20 people in the store at the time. I went over the weekend and there was no lineup, and I was like, oh, cool, I guess things are whatever. And then what I realized as I was in there, it's those people have been going there every day for 14 days living this. And you know, when you get comfortable in something, even when it's like dire, these people have gotten so comfortable, the rules were kind of being let aside. So there was guys, not the employees, but like there was the guys there was a guy hacking up his lung next to me at one point. I was like, this is not safe. But then also like the people that were working there and stuff just seemed to be overly comfortable about it now. And I'm like, oh yeah, you've been here for 2 weeks living this.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't care about the social distancing at the cash register and stuff. So I guess what I'm getting at is like, let's stay vigilant. Oh my God, here's another one for the sweater. This is what happens when you let me talk for more than 30 seconds straight. A word's going to come up.
I'm allowing you space.
You really are. You're giving me social distancing audibly. It's very nice. Although now I've talked myself into a corner.
You act like you're my prisoner. And don't admit.
Yeah.
No, don't admit. That's a sketch for sure.
Yeah.
You're acting like you're my prisoner. And then your eyes, don't admit. Don't
No, I'm
admit.
not. No, we're equals. We're friends.
Don't admit. Uh, oh my God, I'm dying. Jameson just mentioned that
Oh,
my
Shayla, finally somebody that's got my back. Shayla said she does the exact same thing with that word, although we don't say that word very much.
well, Jason and I haven't been vigilant since we were. I can't even speak on it. Vigilant since we were born. Well, I guess I have one word on the sweater.
It's spreading.
Oh, Elizabeth just wrote, Jason is the best.
Great. That's very nice. This week's already looking up.
It's looking up for old J-Bone.
That's one of those nicknames that if you ever give it to yourself, you're a full-on douche.
Hey guys, welcome to Lone Star. Can I get you some steaks? By the way, I'll be your server this evening. My name is J-Bone. Now, I have given this nickname to myself, and my friends are not okay with it.
And the back of my sweater says, bad to the J-bone.
Can I start you guys off with a rockin' margarita?
Let me just write my name here. Okay. I haven't learned how to write it upside down yet. So day one for the old J-bone.
Oh, Chantel Renee, it's so nice to see you. She says Stacy's pretty cool too, and I'll take that. I will take that happily from one of the most wondrous women. Yeah, anyways, that is wild. Have you ever been to a restaurant like that? Obviously, I know that we have, but when they start mentioning like the apps and the drinks that are available, and you're just like, I'm an idiot. Like when you go to Jack Astor's and they're like, do you guys want to jack it up? You're like, like, what am I doing here?
I don't know, Darren, what do you suggest?
There's no Jack Astor's in the States, right? It's just a
I
Canadian.
think there is. I think I've used that, and people have known the reference because there's always these little things that you're like, they just don't get this reference, but it's so common.
Jack Astor's is just like, I can't.
From where I'm from, it's Lone Star. If you've ever been to a Lone Star restaurant, killer food.
That's not true.
But they're all the same,
That's
right?
not
They just
true.
got like the.
That's not true.
You don't like Lone Star?
I don't think anyone does. I think it's tired parents en route to somewhere else.
No.
I disagree.
Oh, so they can just be like, okay, kids, just go watch the tortillas getting made
Yeah, just get out of here.
on their stupid little Ferris wheel thing. Just go.
I will say this weekend, thanks for asking.
I was going to ask you before you asked me. And then,
that's nice.
I don't know. I started talking about God knows what.
Chantel said that Lone Star servers need to have nicknames. And I think that that's true because I was at one.
They do.
I went to one, I think near Kingston, and the guy's name was T-Bone. And I was not having it, as you can imagine.
Okay, J-Bone and T. It's just J-Bone. Your J's are looking a lot like T's. You're not putting much of a curl on there, so people are getting us mixed up a little bit.
Chantel says she got served by an armadillo once. Hey guys, I'm Armadillo. Can I start you guys off with a loaded nacho? It's like I've lost my appetite.
Are you armadillo because of your large biceps? No, I'm armadillo because I curl up when conflict strikes.
Also, I don't use lotion, so my skin is rock hard.
And it was solidified when I asked for amaretto improperly. So.
Oh my God, people listening to this are like, oh God, what's happening?
Mondays.
We got them. I got the giggles, I'll tell you that. It's just like, I know that I'm going to laugh all day at things that are not funny. I'm losing my mind. So this weekend, I just had to feel normal, and I ordered pizza. And then I was like, is this irresponsible? And I was, I felt maybe irresponsible, but I tipped well. The man.
Why?
Well, I just didn't know. I mean, everyone's saying support local businesses and stuff, and the delivery
That's why
guy.
it's not it's the opposite of irresponsible. I think you're being responsible as long as that box you sprayed it with like bleach the second it came in your house.
I didn't do that. But the man serving it to me had like gloves and a mask, and I I forgot, and it's only been 2 weeks, but like I haven't ordered pizza in a long time. Because I have a problem with it in that I want it to be my only source of food.
Yeah.
And I went to town on 2 pizzas, cheesy bread, multiple dips. I can't tell you how happy I was
Why did you order 2 pizzas?
because there was a deal.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Pepperoni, green olive. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheesy
That's
bread.
one.
I just went,
Sounds all great.
I went nuts and I watched McMillions.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. Maybe
Wow.
that's the next thing.
There's a detective on there that I've decided I'm in love with, and I know he's married, and I will respect that, but he's the most charming man I've ever seen, and I'm in love. And I'm in love. What kind of pizza
And
though?
he's a detective.
He's a detective, and he's goofy, and I am there. And here's what's surprising: he kept saying that he had a funometer, okay, which doesn't sound like someone I'd go for, okay, but I know that you would be best friends with him.
At first, when you're like detective, I was like, this checks out. This is a lumberjack, except in a different way. It's
No.
like you probably got like this film noir guy that comes home and be like,
Film
"I'm
noir.
home. Saw 16 deaths today.
Whoa.
Honey, what's for dinner? Pizza? Good. Let's make love." And you're just be like, I'm in.
I'm in.
But no, this guy's like, hey, saw 16 deaths. Guess where that is on the funny meter? Pretty low.
Yeah, well, no, he was really sassy, and he was just like, he's like, did you talk to Johnson? Probably not. He's got a personality like this desk. One word, I bet he gave you. I'm not even doing him justice, but I'm in love with him. I want him to know that I see him, and obviously I respect his family. But if there was a point where we needed a new woman, I'm here.
It might happen.
It might happen.
COVID, I know people are making jokes about it, but they're like, is this going to be a baby boom after this? Or is this going to be a lot of divorces and a lot of busy lawyers after this?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Or maybe it'll be a lot of babies and then to parents who are now unwed that were once wed. Who knows?
COVID co-parenting.
COVID started like a party, but then it kind of got a little sad.
I would disagree in that COVID started like a disaster and continues to be.
I guess. Yeah.
I bet you a lot of people.
And what is it that people are at? Why are people having? Are these Corona parties that are going on? Are Corona parties like?
What do you mean, like over Zoom?
No, I mean the ones where they're like the idiot people that are like, let's have a Corona party and they get together. Yeah. Is it because they're like, we're better than this and it's fake news and all the rest of it and they're having parties? Or is it like children having chicken pox parties and everyone's getting together to be like, you got it? Great. I'll get it really quickly and I'll get over it.
First of
both
all,
of them are the stupidest thing in the world.
First of all,
but what is a Corona party?
COVID parties. I don't think it's
COVID
like
parties.
It's not like chicken pox. Like, I mean, it's a terrible lung. Like it's.
I know that's what, but either way, these people are dumb. So I'm just wondering what level of stupidity is going on here.
I'd say pretty damn high.
Yeah.
That's my 1, 2, 3 on the whole situation. It's pretty dumb.
Okay, that was a long bit. Great. It's solved. It's solved. These people are dumb.
I listened to and I subscribe to The Daily, the New York Times podcast, and I listened to one this morning, and we need to be listening to these for sure. It's heavy as all goddamn hell, and this one in particular was about the first case of corona, which was in the U.S., which was in New Jersey, or in New Jersey. Sorry, the first case in New Jersey, and this man was a doctor, and I highly suggest everyone listen to it. It is shocking. It's such a lesson in advocating for yourself. And like, he was a medical professional and he was pretty clear that he had corona and then found out that he had it through the news. So the doctors didn't even tell him until the next day. So he was watching the news while in isolation in the hospital. Anyways, he really had to advocate for himself, and it's just a lesson of like, if you feel like that something is wrong, it's like keep pushing and pushing. But it's sad that you'd have to. But it also gives context into like people didn't think it was that big, and he was in his 30s, so they were like, "You're fine, you're fine." Um, I'm doing the whole story a complete disservice. It's done way
Let me
better.
ask you this, because I'm for just purposes of like whatever, but is he fine now? Is he a recovered COVID
He
patient?
is recovered, but he has like to the extent of his lung damage, it's unclear at this point. He's still in
Yeah.
isolation from his family. He hasn't seen his family and his little daughter in like weeks. So it's like it's so frustrating to see people not taking this seriously. And I can understand because like I was naive to it to a certain extent. Like, you know, when there was I remember being in rehearsal when I heard like Broadway was being shut down and like, you know, these, you know, states of emergency. And I was like, what's happening? This is not going to hit us, you know? But at this, like,
Yeah.
but it's because I was not educating myself. So people have to do that. Not to like get
I think
serious
it's
for a
because
second,
other
but
smaller ones have hit in the past. And when I say smaller, it's smaller in our worlds because like when things like SARS came around, it was big, but it wasn't big like this. Or H1N1 when that came around, it was big, but it wasn't big like
no, my friend Danielle had H1N1. I mean, she's probably mad I just said that, but she's okay. And we did, you know, we were looking at like homeopathic ways to cure her. And so we cut an onion and put it outside of her door. And wasn't H1N1 the swine flu?
I think that was SARS, and then
No.
H1N1 is the bird. The bird flu is H1N1,
Well,
isn't it?
what was swine flu? Was it just swine
I,
flu?
I think it was SARS,
Because I remember, I don't think that it
but
was
I'm
because,
I'm wrong though for sure. I'm just guessing.
yeah, because I went to SARS stock and I saw Rush.
I went to SARS stock, so I know for sure it was not swine
Well, because
flu.
it was called SARS stock. It wasn't like SARS, and everyone, no, like rocker was going freaking swine flu, baby.
Also, ACDC didn't go woo SARS.
Rush was awesome. AC/DC rocked, and let me tell you, Rolling Stones
Was
were
Rush
just
a part of it?
yeah,
I thought it was the
yeah,
Rolling Stones, ACDC, and then like
and Rush.
okay,
And this is when I discovered that all of Rush's songs, to me, allegedly, to me, all sound the same. It's just like, whoa!
well, Geddy Lee has a very like a voice like no other.
Yeah, totally. I had a great time. Um, yeah, it was a wild time. My friend Peter Pants at the end. So
Your friend what? Peter Pan. Okay, yeah, because there was like it's
she
one of
didn't,
those concerts where it's like, guys, remember? Oh, I Carton. We've been
Courtney.
told H1N1 was swine flu, so
Yeah.
I was very
I
wrong,
remember coming in and
which is common.
my roommate, I wonder what her name is. She had a note on her door that said, "Yes, I have swine flu. No, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone."
Although it's funny because when you said it, I was like, I don't know, let's talk about this a little bit.
But then Courtney says
But
it.
then when someone else states it very like just with any sort of authority at all, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's totally true.
You know,
So
from Jan and yours conversation on Friday, I'm still waiting for my compliment. Also, Jameson did point out that like I am certainly working in a color palette today. Like, do you see my chair?
your chair and your potted plant behind you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
SARS sounds like an old school Atari game. Yes, it does.
yeah. But yeah, did you go to that concert?
Yeah, I went to that
Isn't that
concert.
crazy? We didn't know each other and we were just rocking out. We were rocking out.
We've like, I would not be surprised if we built a time machine and went back and you yelled at me for something. Do you need to stand so close? Sorry,
Hey, dude. Hey, dude. I'm 15.
Yeah, I'm 25. I'm sorry. I'll show myself out.
Get out of here, you friggin' squid. I just think it's crazy that we were, you know, we were just rocking out to some AC/DC and, you know, we didn't know. We didn't know each other. And that's crazy to me.
Uh, You're living in a Wes Anderson movie because that's a fun compliment.
That
That's a
is
compliment, sort of.
that's such a fun compliment, and that's so my vibe in my
You
home.
got the color palettes going on.
It's a fun little color palette in the old McGonagall abode, and I like it quirky and fun, and that's nice. I'm gonna let that land.
I'm just waiting for like Ed Norton to open the door behind you.
Whoa, sick. That's
Yeah, that
sick.
would be sick.
Yeah, I could sit
Yeah.
down and talk to him and go, "Hey, remember when you did the Hulk? Like, I have some questions about that." Why,
There
dude?
wasn't. That's so weird you said that because a headline popped up in my feed this morning about Ed Norton bringing
Really?
back the Hulk.
No, we don't want that. I don't think. I'll give him a call. I'll tell him.
Thanks.
Yeah, we don't want that, buddy.
No,
No.
I don't think it was him. I think someone just put out there. I was like, we actually. Yeah, I think that people were saying it was an underrated Hulk, but I don't know. People were saying that someone is wrong.
No, Ed Norton's like, what was it? Death of
Death to
Smoochie?
Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie. That's sort of his vibe. I think we want him. I think we want him there. You know, or like,
I
or like a scientist who's like, I don't. You guys need to start listening to me. You know, that kind of thing.
What was the word that came out during? Like, was he in Birdman? Was that the movie?
Was he in
It was a movie
Birdman?
like that.
I love
What movie was it when he played like the younger
man. If there was
actor?
only a database where we could put in anything we wanted to know, and it would be there for us. If only. Well,
Sorry, they're shutting the internet down.
yeah. Well, I did get an email from my internet provider going, "Hey, I hope you're doing okay. What's going on is nuts. This is a crazy time, and we will be
Can I tell
raising
you
your
this?
price." You
What
didn't even
letter
let
we
me
got this
finish.
weekend?
I was doing a long walk.
I'm sorry. I interrupted your long walk. Sorry, I was just scooping up some
It's
dog food over
fine.
here.
It's fine. The internet, I have my internet provider is charging me more money now. That was the end of the what could have been a really fun long walk. But that's it.
I'm sorry.
Thank
This was
you.
your first time going to take a long walk, and I
Yeah,
interrupted the walk.
it's fine. It's fine. Who even cares? What's life anymore? And everyone's saying yes, Birdman. Edward Norton was in that.
West Birdman. That was a good role for him. Very memorable. I couldn't remember the movie.
Okay, let's talk about what
We
you were,
also got
what.
we got a letter this week. They're raising our. I know this is a personal whatever, so who
Oh,
really
I
cares?
thought you
But
meant
they're
you and
raising
I
our
got
rent.
They are?
Yeah, by a bunch.
Can they
And
do
I was like,
that?
this is a weird time to reach out to raise somebody's rent, but they're doing it. We're getting our rent raised.
That's so
Cheers,
stupid.
Park La Brea. Am I allowed to tell people where I live, right? I live in Park La Brea. Hello.
Hello. That absolutely sucks, and I'm wondering if they're allowed to do that in this time. But the States is so
I
messed
don't know.
up.
I'm always the worst at reaching out to being like, hey, don't do that. I'm just like, I get mad about it at my
Yeah.
house and I steam and then I just take a shower.
Oh, there is nothing better than a shower argument where you're like washing your body and you're like, another thing. You're just kind of like having that conversation in the shower. And like,
Everybody else on the planet sings in the shower. We have full on like rants with ourselves and build ourselves up to no
I
to just
I'll
heated
tell you this.
arguments.
The best thing that you can buy yourself if you want a sweet little treat, and I've had this since like high school, shower radio. I love a shower
I got one.
radio. I now have a waterproof Bluetooth speaker, so I like play, not to brag, but I do have like Spotify. So I'll Spotify in the shower.
We're living the same life.
Yeah, it's the best. I don't understand people who have a silent shower. I don't understand that life.
I have listened to podcasts in the shower.
Me
That's
too.
how terrible I am.
What?
Yeah, that's what I listen to podcasts in the shower.
Oh, Julie says, am I wrong in remembering that Lauren Conrad from The Hills lived in Park La Brea?
You are not wrong. I know her house.
So she lives in your area.
We had a family member named Cher came down and she was a big fan. So we looked
We
it up
love Cher.
online so we could like go buy it. I don't know if we actually did go buy it, but we saw it. I know where it is. I've been by it for
Is
sure.
it so nice?
No, it's Park La Brea is like it's all cookie cutter, same thing. Houses. There's a nicer area. I don't live in there's a nicer
Wait,
area.
so she doesn't
to
currently
Park La
live in
Brea.
Park La Brea, but when she was on The Hills, she lived in Park La Brea.
Yes, and some of
Okay.
the hills was shot in Park La Brea.
Now, I would argue, now that we know
And there's
that
a movie called Miracle Mile, or I think it's called, or that's also from the 80s or 90s. That's
Uh-huh.
all about essentially Park La Brea.
Cool.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
Oh, Julie says this is hot goss, and I'm really impressed that it's come from Jason. I'm
Yeah.
very impressed. I would argue though for The Hills, knowing that most of that show was fake, that her house was probably just a front. It's like the Kardashians, like where we thought that all the Kardashians
All those
lived.
shows
It's
are
just a
fake.
fake house. Their houses are different.
Yeah.
Can I tell you though, I have been getting into, I already said this last week and I will continue to say it, Architectural Digest house tours. Okay. Here's some tops that we need to check out.
This is classy MTV Cribs is what you're talking about.
Classy MTV Cribs. Dakota Johnson. First of all, her outfit is everything I want to wear all of the time. Okay.
Okay.
One. But her house is dope. Like, dope. So good.
Yeah.
That one. The other one, Dita Von Teese. It's crazy. There's so many taxidermy animals. It's wild. Wild. It's worth a watch. Yeah. Those are the top twos right now that you have to stop and go check out. The guy from Stranger Things is okay. And what's the guy from Breaking Bad?
The cop? Is it the cop?
Yeah, the hot cop who's like big and tall and beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. He's got a hot...
Shayla says we could use shower karaoke machines.
I think that probably exists. I bet you...
Well, I was going to say that's something we could jump on right now and start selling those. Because right now it's like, guys, we got to find something. Something has... Oh, and Jameson Hart agrees. Dakota's house. In Dakota's house.
Dakota Johnson's house is so nice.
And then on the other side of thing, Redman from MTV Cribs. That's the one Jason's going to be watching for sure. Every closet opens up and Method Man's in the closet. What's up? Like,
what's up? First of all, MTV Cribs was so nuts. It was just so many celebrities having to go, and this is where the magic happens. I was like, ugh, gross. Do you want to see my fridge full of beverages that I for sure keep like this all the time?
Here's my kettle vodka in the cupboard.
In the cupboard? Thanks. I've been Lance Bass from NSYNC, and welcome to my crib. Do you know it's actually a really fun game to play?
Here's my certificate because I was going to go to space. Remember when I was going to go to space?
God, I mean, not poor Lance Bass. He's got, he's doing way better than us.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Joey Fatone's doing the voice on Family Feud, but Lance Bass is fine.
You know what? That tracks for Joey Fatone. He's a family man. Give him it.
Yeah.
Give him it. Do you think they hang out with Justin at all?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Although I do want to know, like, if they do put out another boy band, like I know there's tons of boy bands.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
But I want one where the archetypes aren't like cool guy, jock guy, nerdy guy. I want like sensible family man, but he's like 21 and you could be like, that guy's going to be the sensible family
We already
man.
have that. It's called 98 Degrees. Like, you're acting like
with Nick Lachey and the other two.
Nick Lachey, Jeff, Justin, and I believe...
There was only 3 of them, wasn't there?
And I think there were 2 Justins. No. Let's not look it up.
Nick Lachey and Justin.
Someone tell us in the chat who were who were these boyos? 98 Degrees. Yeah, I'd like to know. Backstreet Boys.
Get into BTS. Already into BTS, but none of those guys are going to be. I want the guy that comes out there and it's like, yep, that guy probably mowed a lawn this morning.
What?
Oh
my God. You mean you just want a friend who sings?
Derek, what are you doing in my shower? Singing. I'm in.
Sick, dude. You're
my Bluetooth is down, so this is great.
You're my best friend, dude. Thank you.
A beer? Hell yeah.
Oh my God, Jason just wants a buddy to show up with a 6-pack, probably of weird beers that taste like absolute ass shit. Sing him obscure Oasis tracks and have a shower.
Brewed it myself. Tried boysenberry in it. What do you think? It's nice, man.
Dude, It's actually not bad. Yeah, this shit'll make you nuts. Dude, I like you. I like everything about you. You want me to babysit?
Oh, Shauna for the big shout out. Nick, Drew, Jeff, and Justin. I guess there was four of them.
I know there was. Nick and Drew. Thank you for that, Shauna. Nick and Drew were brothers, and Jeff ended up becoming a stripper at Chippendales, or a dancer
Oh,
for a
so he
little
went to
bit.
Vinny.
He
He
went
went the
Vinny.
Vinny route.
He went Vinny before Vinny went Vinny, and
Yeah.
then Justin was. I'm gonna dye my hair platinum white. It's gonna look like I'm graying anyways. I'll go mow the lawn. I'm the weird guy who looks like a dad in a tank top.
That guy's
Justin,
showing up in my shower with some beers. I'm in.
you would be friends with Justin from 98 Degrees for sure.
Guys, my friend's coming over to the party tonight. I didn't want to tell anybody he was my
He's
friend.
from 98 Degrees.
He was in a boy band in the 90s. His name's Justin. Who? Who's
98
Justin? Who?
Degrees.
Timberlake? I don't know. No, Justin 98 Degrees, because I don't know his last name. His last name is 98 Degrees.
Come on in, Justin 98 Degrees.
It's Davidson.
And
Okay.
Jenny Cirillo, remember the group LFO, of course, which was Light Funky Ones. Thank you for both of those. I remember LFO for sure. I loved all boy bands. Like I was such a horned up like gal growing up. Like nothing's really changed. I mean, I love a sweet honey. Okay, McMillions. Ooh, that detective with charm. But I
You
loved
want
boy
a
bands.
solid Paul Rudd kiss?
Oh my god! First of all, we didn't even explore that enough last week about who we think are the best kissers. And I'm telling you, so many people in the chat agreed with me on Paul Rudd. And then
They did.
I was looking on Twitter, and a lot of people, not because of us, but a lot of people have been rewatching Clueless, and they say it still holds up, and Paul Rudd is still like the dreamiest of dreams. And I highly agree.
Well, Alicia Silverstone's in that too.
Yeah.
Just a dreamy bunch of dreams.
Well, and Alicia Silverstone is now, well, she's a vegan, but she's got the kind life, and she's a bit interesting now.
It cuts like a knife. That's Stacey's compliments.
Also, this is off track, but if you've checked out thank you for subscribing. So obviously you're here because you did that. And we made a little promo video to welcome new people. And I realized that when I laugh, it looks like I could be vomiting. I first of all showcase this shenanigan, and then I burst out a laugh, but it could be a barf.
Yeah, vomit laughing. That's all right.
I vomit laugh. I laugh too loud. I have to adjust.
I don't know how I laugh. Maybe a chew laugh. It looks like I'm chewing
You have
something.
a nice, cute little giggle, like hee 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 hee. We're having a good time, but I'm like, that's how I laugh. And it's way too loud. Anyways, we haven't even dipped into any dumb stories. Do you have any?
Yeah, of course. I got some dumb stories.
Yeah, of course. Great.
And you know what's very weird? Going back to the original statement I think I made in this podcast today was like how it's just becoming a bit more, people are getting lackadaisical, or like it's just becoming the norm now that we're like 2 or 3 weeks into this, is there's dumb stories again. They're coming back. And they don't all have to do with Corona, although some of them are like offshoots of it, but weird things are happening in the world again.
Right.
And people are letting it happen.
Oh, thanks, Claire. Sorry, I just got a compliment. I'm going to let it land. She says, don't adjust. It's great. Thank you. The vomit will stay. It must. It must. Okay, so do you want to get into some dummies?
Yeah, I will say, I also realized with dumb stories, you're right. There's a lot that are pranks, but then there's a lot that we've explored many that are Guinness World Book of Records wannabes. And I guess people have time on their hands at home because Guinness is getting a lot of phone calls, it looks like, for a bunch of people wanting to break the dumbest records on the planet.
Oh, really?
Yep. The first one is, a martial artist in India broke a Guinness World Record when he used his elbow to crush 256 walnuts in 1 minute. So that's where we are. That's where we are.
Did he hurt himself?
Doesn't look like it. I mean, there's a lot still lined up, so I think I'm at the beginning. But he's also wearing like a big bandage on his elbow, like a padded sort of thing. And there is in the photo, there's a kid in the background watching with the most unimpressed face, and his shirt just says in very big font, "Never give up." So, uh,
That kid's the sickest. So, oh, sorry. Julie just said it looks like Stacy's just coolly leaning on Jay's shoulder. It kind of does while you're telling me a story.
we're digital pals.
Digital pals. There's nothing funnier to me than like kids with like those quoted sayings on their shirt. Like it just makes me laugh so much. Just a kid covered in chocolate with a shirt that just says "Never give up" while he's watching his dad get drunk at the fair. Like my favorite memory is like, not favorite memory, but there's this photo of me just crunched into a chair and I'm like legs out. I got this nightgown on. There's just like a big like bag of chips beside me or whatever. And my nightgown's like, it's just so tattered and it just says, "I could use a hug." And I'm just like zoned out watching music videos in the early 2000s. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Do you have any others?
Of course.
Oops.
I do want to say this. I'm trying to just find out really quickly what other records is, because he's a multiple record holder. This guy, he's
Wow.
previously set Guinness records for breaking walnuts with his head.
Oh,
So he's a real,
gee.
like, he's in the walnut category. If you go to the walnut page of the Guinness World Book of Records,
I'm
this
not.
guy's all over
Guess
it.
what? Not rushing to it. Not the one page I'm looking at. Ooh. Imagine
Oh,
do you think he gets stopped on the street and someone goes, "You're the walnut guy."
yeah. And some guy's wearing a walnut shirt, being like, "Yeah, you."
And his wife's like, "Oh my God. Can you get in the car? This is 3 strikes. We're done."
Babe. Do you want a walnut? I can open it for you.
I would leave him. Certificate
No, that's
and
when his
all.
wife melts and goes, "You got me."
I would burn the walnut page of the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay, go on.
Oh, Tasha said maybe she's right. Maybe it's a John Cena shirt.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it is.
Although this kid just looks like he's the most unimpressed person on the planet right now, watching a guy who maybe it is his dad, and he's just watching him go, "Great, Dad. Yeah, you've got 256 walnuts lined up in front of you, and you're crushing them with your elbow and to a crowd of people barely cheering."
That's not.
The other thing that he's broken the record for is smashing beverage cans with his elbow.
Why is he
And
doing this to his elbow?
here's the worst one: coconuts with his head. Like,
I
this guy's
can't.
just like smash things. Like, this guy's,
He's the Hulk.
yeah, Hulk smash. What's his
Okay.
name? I think it's Rahid.
Rahid, do something else with it, with your head. Come on, don't.
Yeah, he's wearing. Oh God. He's got a shirt on with the Pakistani flag on it. I'm sure the government's calling up, being like, "You know what? It's not really a national sport. Maybe take the flag off your shirt while you're doing all these embarrassing
Or maybe
things,
not.
pal."
Maybe they're like, "This is cool," you know? Like my brother, he won at the potato festival. He won a full skateboard, you know? And
And you know what he did with that skateboard? He tied it up to a tree and impressed all the city kids.
he actually did. That is a true story
Yeah.
about my brother. My brother took a no, he didn't take that. He bought it. He won a fancy deck. We didn't see him for 3 days during the potato festival, and then we were like, "Where have you been?" And he had this skateboard, and he's like, "I won this," and we were like, "How?" He's like, "I was in the skateboard tournament at the potato festival," and we were like, "What? You can skateboard?" And he's like, "I'm really good," and we were like, "Since when?" And he's like, "Since forever." And he's like, "Everyone was watching me." We're like, "They were?" But he had an old deck.
It's also like been 3 days. Like he went on a full, like,
Journey.
he spent 3 days be having a journey. Like, yeah, I hung out with Tony Hawk. Anyways,
It was like a Ferris Bueller, and we were the family that's like, "Where's Johnny?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie's favorite movie right now is Space Jam, and there's a lot of
Hell
plot
yeah.
holes in Space Jam. I'll tell you
Listen,
that.
let's not look. Let's not look for them, you know?
Michael Jordan disappears, and then his wife's waiting for him to come back to the baseball game.
Yeah.
And someone goes, "Where's Michael?" And she goes, "Yeah, where is he?" And then, but like the movie's been on for days, so he's been gone for days, and she's with all his kids, being like, where did he go?"
Oh, she's probably excited for the
Anyways,
break.
yeah.
Your dad will come back. Mom's gonna go and have a little bath.
Here's a dumb story that is not from me, and it's not a news story, but from Jameson Kramer. 150 people die a year from falling coconuts.
Jeez, that seems too high of a number.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also, like,
everyone be
yeah, that's just
careful.
nuts. And Claire's most biggest concern is that walnuts are expensive, and she is not wrong. Nuts are expensive sometimes,
Nuts
and
are
especially
expensive.
walnuts or cashews. Get out of
Oh,
here.
cashews, get out of here. I just bought almond flour. Oh, wow. I had to put a second
Oh, I'm
mortgage on this
surprised you
house I
found
don't
it.
own. Oh, yeah. Okay, what's the next dumb story?
Um, a message in a bottle travels from Germany to Ireland.
Cool.
A 19-year-old message in a bottle was found today. Can anyone help find the sender? It says, "Hello, fellow," from 2001.
Okay.
"Greetings from Germany to the seamen who found this bottle. Send a message to," and then it says "see photo." Yeah. Oh, it's like a plastic bottle,
Oh.
and he's got an email address on there, but it's not really readable.
Oh, geez. So he just threw
It's
a bottle in the ocean and said, email me.
yeah.
So stupid. So really the news story is, hey, we found a piece of paper in a plastic bottle that said, hey man, email me if you get this. Like no words of wisdom, just email me.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have so many friends. Ugh. Oh, okay. The wave brought it back. I'm gonna have so many friends. Ugh.
Yahoo will be around
Oh, okay.
forever.
This is not. I'm gonna get on a boat, paddle out, and then chuck it. Ugh.
AOL me. Like no. No, dude. That's such a Justin from 98 Degrees thing to do. I can't.
Yeah.
That's disappointing because a message in a bottle gets me thinking, oh, that we're gonna have fun. This is exciting, and then it's just an email address. Did he email him?
They can't decipher it. It's basically
Cool.
like, help us decipher this email address. Well, even cooler, like this is a pretty long article, but then at the end of the article, it goes, also, a British man walking his dog on a beach discovered a message in a bottle that has been at the sea for almost 82 years. I'm like, that's the more exciting story. And that person put it in a bottle that made it last.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was they're like, the letter included an address, but when contacted, a new resident had moved in.
Oh, spooky.
And we didn't follow up.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Wow. Someone moved.
And this must happen a lot because the three links, you know how like in an article there's like links to other
Sorry,
stories, similar
Burger.
stories. All of these other similar stories are messages in a bottle. One from Quebec to England.
Cool.
One's a Canadian student unraveling message in a bottle mystery.
Neat.
Okay.
That's what I'm there for.
Anyways, I guess it happens a lot. The next one's kind of Corona related, and I think this one was more popular because I saw this before digging for dumb stories. So I imagine people have already seen this.
This will be our last one too. So go ahead.
Did you see the New York subway rider who was caught outside of the subway, like traveling in the Bronx on the outside of the car as for social distancing?
No. Are they okay?
He's like, he's okay, but like, he was literally hanging. There's a picture of it, and there's a guy looking out the window wearing a mask, but then on the outside of the window, there's just a guy that's like, "You're gonna make it to work, no problem."
Stay home. If that's your thought. Who are
Yeah.
these people? Don't do that. Oh, it's like Shai just put in the chat. There was a YouTuber who licked a toilet seat and caught
Yes,
coronavirus.
there was, and
It's
then
like,
they caught coronavirus. Yeah,
who are these people? And if you're so concerned,
they were doing it. They called it I think the YouTuber was calling it the Corona Challenge or something like that, and licked the toilet seat.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is the content on the internet that we need to poo-poo. This is, hey, let's make fun of this.
Oh, wait a second. I was wrong. Because the article didn't get into that, but this person that did it wasn't like, I'm just social distancing. They forgot something on the subway, so they'd already gotten off, and then they're like,
Oh.
no. And they went and they jumped onto the side of the subway to get their thing.
How did they hold on? That's different. How did they hold on to that? I get that.
My agenda. Ugh, no.
I'll tell you this. I remember one of my birthdays. I was in university. I was with my boyfriend. Not to brag, I had one. And I was,
Full ponytail.
yep. And I had some coolers, so I was ooey ooey ooey. And he was like, "I'll take care of your purse," and I was like, "Okay, make sure." And men don't know what it's like to have a purse. They don't. It's like a child. You always need it. And he was
No, I'd
holding
leave
it
it somewhere for
and
sure.
we were on the subway and we stood up to leave to go, and he left my purse. And I remember going, "My purse," and poof, gone. It was gone. And my
That
flip
man
phone,
is dead.
My
That man is dead for sure.
my flip phone was in there. Flippy.
What?
My flip was in there. My debit card, like all that stuff. It was gone. It was gone.
I sweat when if I put a pixelated picture on Instagram. If I was dating you and left your purse somewhere, I would just slit my own throat.
What? Stop saying slit your own throat. You've said it at least 4 or 5 times. You have to stop saying it though.
Okay.
You're also setting it up that I'm a monster. Don't admit. Don't admit. Don't admit. Don't admit. Don't. No, this was before therapy.
Is
So
that guy? Did you end up murdering him?
emotionally, maybe near the end, but he's okay. But I remember being quite pissed and irrational because like it's gone. You're going to be stressed. But I was like, my birthday's done. And everyone's like, no, we have our debit cards. We'll pay for you. We'll go for drinks. Like we're downtown. I was like, take me.
Oh, this was on your birthday too.
Yeah, it was on my birthday. And I was living on campus. So to get downtown was like an hour venture. You know what I mean? And I was like,
right.
take me home now. I was like, it's done. I was being irrational.
He just has no signs. He's like, oh, all right, straight home.
No, he knew.
Things are going well.
No, it was done. It was done and toast. It was very upset. But anyways, I ended up getting it all back. Someone gave it to authorities.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got my Flippy back. But I was like, what are they going to steal? The cents I had? What are they going to take my debit card and take the like $50 I had as a college student? Give me a break.
Your flip phone when this was 2018.
Oh yeah, I had my typewriter in there. I had my credit card scanner, which was that plastic thing. I remember ordering pizza and them coming and having to be like, chum, chum. I remember that with the credit card. So sad. Well, Jason, we pretty much did it. It's 1:30. For those listening to the podcast, if you're like, what's been happening and what's this chat that we're hearing about? If you want to follow us, you can now follow us at youtube.com. Now, I would say /the regulars podcast, but we have to, new YouTube rules, we have to have 100 subscribers and we have to be up and running for 30 days. So
please subscribe now so we can just make that easy change.
Oh, yeah. We've got 30 days to really turn it around. We appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. If you're listening to this and you want to watch it, there'll be a link in the description below. And if you're in the chat, we thank you so much for following us. It just means the world. We love doing this thing. And thank you for like sharing and subscribing because, oh man, does YouTube make it tough to succeed? You know? Oh, Jason just wrote, thank you, everyone. No, but it's been so great. And Jason, do you have anything to say?
Well, I mean, like tomorrow we have a guest on again.
Mm-hmm.
Tune back in. It's a guest that we've already spoke to once, but we said that we would talk about Tiger King, which I feel like, I mean, everybody's seen it now and everyone's talked about it. So we'll probably even do more than just go over Tiger King with Nigel Downer tomorrow. Nigel
We have
Downer.
Nigel Downer coming back. We have Black Ron himself. His name. We got Potato Dave, Black Ron, and Sharon are coming back. We will be back to talk about the Tiger King. I did listen to a really cool podcast by Kate Casey, which I'll link on our Instagram that you can listen to. That she talked to this amazing guy who did a podcast about Tiger King that's on Wondery, and it goes even deeper. So I've got some little nuggets to bring up from that podcast as well. So I'm excited for the debrief. So if you haven't watched Tiger King, I know some of you, Jameson, didn't like it, but
there's people out there that don't like it.
If you liked it or not, bring your opinions. Let's have a big old debrief. And yes, Chantel just asked, are you doing this every day? So we go live Monday through Friday, weekdays, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 9:30.
We know the world's in a weird place and people don't really have weekends anymore, but we're still sticking to weekends to keep some sanity to it all.
Yeah. So
Monday to Friday.
Weekdays, we go live 12:30. So Chantel will come back tomorrow. And Jameson's already pissed about it, but bring that pissed off energy to the chat. And we will talk about Tiger King with Nigel Downer tomorrow. And thank you everyone so much. And have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.